Okay, for all you integrators who are starting to mess around with locks, let me get you a starter kit. You want to get yourself a universal pin kit. I like specialty products. I like metal kits. This is an 005 kit. You can get 005 or 003. I got used to the 005. 003 I think is a little bigger because it's a smaller increment. It's a little closer to spec, but 005 will get you 90% of doing your general normal stuff. You want to get yourself a real follower. Every follower that comes with every kit is garbage. You want to get yourself a nice Keydex brass follower like this. Keydex, your suppliers, you'll know. You say I want the Keydex brass follower. You'll know what you're after. You're going to get some cylinder shims. Cylinder shims. These are very thin, wafery little guys. You get them by the 100 or by the 50. And this is how you open locks that you don't have keys to, or you rekeyed it wrong and you want to get it open again so you can rekey it. So like this lock here, I think I have a key laying around here to open it, but if you're going to shim it open to get this to rekey it so you can mess around with it, you're going to put you're going to make sure you have a key blank, and then make sure that it is if it's a 6-pin lock, which this is, and you have a 5-pin key blank, you will never shim it open, ever, because you're never going to get to the 6th chamber. And so make sure you have an SC4 if you're going to have key blanks laying around like this. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to just shim this last chamber with this, because I don't have an SC4 laying around right here because I'm just in my house fucking around. So let me just get this last chamber popped real quick. Okay, so now when you put your shim in here, let me see if I can get it real quick. Okay, so we're in there. So when you're shimming, to shim a cylinder open with your little guy, really light tension. You don't want to damage. You don't want to damage the tip of your shim when you're pushing it against the driver. And so what you're going to do is real light pressure, and you're going to keep on driving that next pin. You're gonna feel the shim drive against the pin that that's working on, and you'll feel it, and it's a light touch, and it'll eventually let you have it into each chamber. So I just got another one there, and you just keep working your way out little by little, and eventually you'll be able to shim this thing open. I haven't tried to shim this open, so I'm literally doing this live for real right now. And if it has spool pins in it, it's going to fight you, because you need to get out of the spool and put the key all the way in so that the spool is above the shear line, and then you can continue to shim back down onto it just like this. Usually you can shim these open pretty quickly when you're doing them by the dozen. And some locks are notoriously finicky. Sargent has really tight shear lines, and you'll have a hard time shimming it open like that. You could pick it if you're a good lock picker. I pick locks, but shimming it open is what you're doing when you're in a truck actually doing work. You're not trying to pick locks. Some people like to use a pick instead of a key blank. You can also do that as a method to get this open. Let me see if I can shim this open. It's gonna shim open. I don't know why it wouldn't. Here she goes. Okay, so it just gave it to me. So you'll feel it working its way in, and you can pull out your shim, and as long as the tip isn't damaged, you can reuse it again. And oh, I just did it. And you blew it! And normally you would follow this out, but I just pulled this plug out, and so now I get to teach you how to reload it with some tweezers. So you just pulled the pin on the grenade, and now all the pins went flying everywhere. You don't know what to do. Now this thing's a big mess. Well, it's okay. You can actually just take your follower and follow the rest of the way. Some of these cylinders have goofy designed so that your follower won't actually follow, and you'll drop your drivers anyway. So if you stick a shim in like this and then stick your follower on top of it, you can use it as a bridge to get your plug. And so here's our plug with our pins, right? And then I have my housing here, and I blew it up. So what we're going to do is reload this. This is a perfect prime time learning example. So we're going to look inside this hole, and you see we got 1, 2, 3 right there, 3 empty chambers. So we're going to start with our spring, your little pin tweezers. You drop your spring in just like this. Okay, and it goes inside there. Boy, this is tough to put it into the camera. And then you're going to see how I do it, and then you're going to just know what I'm doing. So you drop your springs in, and then you find your driver. In this case, Schlage drivers, it's like small, medium, large. It really, they're not too picky. So you're going to grab it like this so that the pin is hanging off the edge of it, right? And then you're going to go in there and place the pin into its hole, put pressure on it with your follower, which I didn't do. So you're going to try it again. And you're going to go like this, put your pin in there, put your pressure with your follower. Let me get my hands working. There we go. And you pinch it with the follower. It's pinched, and then you use the tweezer to push the pin down into its home, and you move on to the next one. Here's the spring that fell out. We'll just put this back in real quick, and just like that, here's another spring in its chamber. Where one of them? Here we go. Here's another driver. We'll just drop this in real quick. Pinch and go. Here's one more. Another spring went flying, I think. But it's okay because I have a kit. And it's got springs. And they're really not that... It's, as long as it's a 115. This is like kit. Yeah, it's fine. So here we go. Drop the spring in. Last chamber. Bink. And we put this little guy. Drop this in. And that's that. And now you're loaded up, ready to go again. So here you have your core. And with your wrong key in it, and you can see the shear line is not, some are low, some are high. Proper key is right here. Obviously the shear line is going to look nice and neat and flush across the top. And you're going to follow that bad boy right on in there, just like this. You're going to push it through to follow it. And if anyone hasn't taught you the pinch trick yet, here it is. If you ever get a key stuck in a lock that you absolutely can, like, you think you can pull the house down with it and the key won't come out, you need to push on the face of the plug while you pull the cylinder, while you pull your key, just like that. It's a little pinch trick. You gotta push. You're pushing on the face, not really pulling on the key. Otherwise, you will just pull the plug out, and you'll have another hand grenade. Speaking of hand grenades, has anybody seen this tool? Does anybody know what this tool is for? Somebody please comment down below if you know what this tool is for. And it's as it pertains to hand grenades. And my Keydex follower also happens to have the groove for the hand grenade. So somebody tell me what that's for, please. I want to see if there's anyone. I know there's got to be some other old timers out there. But there's a little cylinder rebuild for you.